What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. This has been a huge week for Warhammer 40k. There was the big summer reveal where we got to see everything that's coming in the latter half of this year, and I have a more in-depth short on that if you want to check it out on my channel. There's new Votann, there's new Space Marine character models, and we'll run it all down here again. But there's also a lot going up for pre-order this Saturday concerning the Black Templars and the Grey Knights, so we'll talk about that as well. But I'm HoodGuard, and this is your Monday Warhammer wrap-up. Let's get into it.
The Emperor's light is my torch! Death to the enemy! We shall be the end of you! Feel the might of the righteous! For the Emperor!
Alright y'all, we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump right into it. I'm going to be following the same order that they posted these on the Warhammer community site if you want to follow along. First up, and something I think a lot of us have been waiting for, is the 10th edition reveal for the Leagues of Votann. Because they're a relatively new faction, the Leagues don't have a bunch of lore. They don't have an extensive line of models. But we can see with this reveal that they are actively trying to correct that, so let's see what they gave us. The one and only named character that was revealed this week was Buri Agnerson the Thrice Devoured. He is a Tyrannid hunting legend and the last survivor of his league. And I really love what they did with this model, contrasting all of the augmetics that are on him to the very organic chitin armor that he created with slain Tyrannids. But unlike Uthar the Destined, I actually need them to write a book about this guy. Next is the Arcanist Evaluator, a kind of mad scientist unit for the Votann. These guys are all about testing new weapons and new technologies on the battlefield and recording the results. I'm a big fan of this one, even with the goofy mad scientist head, but I do wish there were some more options for the weapons since they're supposed to be testing a bunch of them. Now, one of my favorite models from this Votann reveal is the Mimnir Strategist. The Ironkin absolutely needed a character model because they were really in danger of becoming relegated to the kind of helper robots that they are not in Votann lore. And I really do just like this sculpt. I love all the tiny Ironkin that are attached to him, and I love the Naruto pose that they put him in. Now, the Mimnir Strategist is there to help guide the next units that were revealed, the Ironkin Steeljacks. Now, at first glance, and in reality, they just took the Ironkin and stretched them out. They made them a bit taller. But I don't know, I kind of like the Ironkin Space Marine look, even if it is a little plain. I think the addition of the Preymark crest or even some capes would really do them some good. Now, getting into the larger Votann units are the Chthonian Earthshakers. And no, they don't have anything to do with the planet of Chthonian, Horus's homeworld. These are a set of mortar teams that use mole mortars, subterranean munitions, in order to attack their enemies. And I can think of nothing cooler and more Votannic than them actually using underground mortars. And I really like that they're intentionally adding in the Ironkin and making sure that they are a part of everything that is the Leagues of Votann. And then for the last model in the Votann line is the Capricus, a new vehicle for them. This is a compact light vehicle that's used by Hernkin Jaegers and can fit up to 5 troops in its deck. Something a little smaller and more maneuverable than a Hecaton land fortress. Now, with all these models, of course, there's going to be a codex. And right on the front of this one is Buri Agnerson himself, so I'm hoping that there are little blurbs or even a short story about him specifically. And to end out the Votann section, there is a combat patrol coming for them, but it doesn't have any of the new units that we just saw in it. There's a lot of variation in the infantry units, but they've also taken away all of the vehicles that were in the past combat patrol. I'm not sure how that's going to shape up rules-wise, but it is something to note. Taking a break from models in this wrap-up, we're going to talk about a new book series that's coming from Black Library. Myself and many others have said over and over since the end of the Siege of Terra that the next series that we wanted to see was something about the Scouring. This is a period after the Horus Heresy where the Loyalist legions and the remnants of the Imperial Army are hunting down their counterparts. And we got confirmation this week that the next series would indeed be about the Scouring, starting with a book called Ashes of the Imperium by Chris Raitt. This is probably what I was most excited for, and they have confirmed for us also that it's going to be a multi-book series taking place over years. And I don't mean years in universe, I mean years for us. There are so many things that I want from this series. I want the beginning of the Grey Knights and really what happens with them. I want to see what the Word Bearers were really doing when they were exiled for the most part. There's the splitting of the legions. There's the disappearance of Dorn and the Iron Cage. There's a lot to cover in it. There's of course no word on when it's going to be released, but I'm very happy that it has been announced. Now, you can't have a Warhammer 40k reveal without having some type of Space Marines in there. And so the next section features 5 new character models coming for Space Marines, as well as 5 new combat patrols. First up, we're getting a refreshed model, finally, of Vulcan Histan. The Forgefather has needed an upgrade for a while now, and the Salamanders have needed a love for forever. He doesn't have the greatest pose, but they were true to the original Vulcan Histan model, and he looks amazing in his Primarisified version. There's also the first captain of the Imperial Fist, Darneth Lysander, getting a refresh model. I'm gonna say I don't like his face on this model, and I definitely prefer the Terminator helmet, but it is really cool, and I love his hammer. But to me, probably the most underwhelming of the character models. In direct contrast to that, we have the coolest model of the entire reveal, the new Chapter Master of the Raven Guard, Athan Sean. Caven Shrike has decided to step down as Chapter Master. He always kind of saw himself as a placeholder, and now he has found someone who he feels is a better exemplar of their Primarch's ideals. That's absolutely the lore reason, but to be honest, the Athan Sean model blows any other Raven Guard model out of the water. I love the pose and the tactical tree and the gun drones, they're all just amazing. I even like his kind of modified helm with a short beak. It's all very specific to him and tailored for the Chapter Master. That's going to be amazing to paint, and there's definitely going to be some golden demon bait. The Iron Hands are surprisingly not being ignored, and they're finally getting a character model in Conic Var. He is the Iron Captain of Clan Averni, one of the foremost clans of the Iron Hands, and he is basically all machine at this point. But he is very classic Iron Hands with a bunch of servo skulls connected to him and the cog pauldron, but they did give him a special weapon in a power kanabo. And that's honestly something I would like to see more when it comes to these character models. Give them special weapons that no one else has. To me, that just adds to the novelty and makes me want them more. Rounding out these 5 new character models is a White Scar, Subadin Khan on a jet bike. This is perfect and exactly what the White Scars needed. If you're going to have any type of White Scar character, they need to be on a bike. And this one did not disappoint. His leaned over pose with the power weapon is really good, even the small details like the heads attached to the jet bike. We always complain about these chapters being overlooked, so it's nice to see them get something new. Now with those character models, each one of those factions also are getting a combat patrol. The Salamander's combat patrol comes with a bunch of flamers and meltas as to be expected. But they also get the little Space Marine buggy as well as some aggressors, and Adrex Agatone is the centerpiece model for the set. The Imperial Fist is probably the best one. It comes with a ton of models including Terminators, Company Heroes, and Aggressors. The Raven Guard Combat Patrol is very Raven Guard. There are a bunch of jetpacks and a bunch of Stealth Marines, but the Invictor Warsuit seems a little out of place. The Iron Hands, although they weren't forgotten, may have the worst combat patrol. 2 gun emplacements and 11 Space Marines does not seem like a lot. Conversely, the White Scars combat patrol does not come with a lot of models, but there is a lot of variation and it comes with 3 different types of vehicles. And Subadin Khan is in this combat patrol, making him the only character model from this new line that's in a combat patrol. Now moving on to the last part of this big reveal was a new kill team box coming. This is going to feature a Deathwatch kill team facing off against Necrons on a tomb world. Now the Deathwatch kill team looks really good. Each one is individually made and represents a specific chapter. You even have some more obscure chapters like the new Wolf Spears or the Guardians of the Covenant. While on the Necron side, you have a new type of Cryptek model called a Geomancer. And he controls the lesser Necron models that come alongside him like the Macrosite Warriors. Just like every kill team box, this will come with some new terrain in it, this time from a Necron tomb world. And you can learn the story of what's happening between these 2 factions in the new Tomb World dossier. That was everything that came for 40k in the big reveal, and if you want my shorts version, you know where to find that. Not to be outdone, however, this Sunday we got the preview of what's going up for pre-order this coming Saturday, and it is a lot. It has everything to do with Knights, the Black Templars and the Grey Knights, so let's get into it. Now, none of this stuff should be new. It's already been revealed. It's just going up for pre-order now. First up is the Black Templars Codex Supplement. This will catch you up on all the new Black Templars lore and their new rule set. It will also have an alternate collector's edition that has alternate artwork. Now, the 2 new Black Templar models we've already talked about. The Execrator, which is their special chaplain, as well as the new Crusade Ancient. The Black Templars Combat Patrol is also on the way, and it comes with the Emperor's Champion, 3 Blade Guard Veterans, 5 Sword Brethren, and 10 Crusaders. A relatively beefy box with a lot of models. On the Grey Knight side, they too are getting their codex, and it also is being printed in a collector's edition. The biggest part of their pre-order is the Battle Force Sanctic Conclave box. This box has quite a few models, including a Grandmaster in the new frame for the Nemesis Dread Knight. That'll be accompanied by 5 Brotherhood Terminators, 5 Paladins, and 20 standard Grey Knights that can be arranged into 4 different types of squads. Now, if you were looking for something a little bit smaller, a little bit less expensive, there is the Grey Knights Combat Patrol coming. This is led by the only upgraded Grey Knights model, Castellan Crow. Alongside him is a 10-man strike squad, 5 Brotherhood Terminators, and a Venerable Dreadnought. I've already given my opinions on the Grey Knights and how they need a refresh, but this Combat Patrol again really does point that out. Castellan Crow looks so silly being as big as he is compared to everybody else. Now there are 2 other Combat Patrols that have nothing to do with the Grey Knights or the Black Templars coming. There's a new Space Wolves Combat Patrol that's incredibly varied and has some of the new models in it. It comes with the Wolfguard Battle Leader, 10 Blood Claws, 5 Wolfguard Terminators, and 5 Wolfen. On the Xenos side, the Tyranids are getting another Combat Patrol. This also comes with a lot of different models as it's led by a Parasite of Mortrex, has 10 Gene Stealers, 3 Tyrant Guard, and a Biovore. Combat Patrols are great ways of getting a bunch of different models, so if any of these interested you, make sure to check them out this Saturday. Rounding out today's wrap-up, we have a few books. The second 3 books in Ragnar Blackmane's saga are also getting a collector's edition. The first 3, William King's trilogy, have already gotten their collector's edition versions. And the second set is going to match the first set's style. You have these beautiful black and yellow tomes in a Space Wolf art case. They're a little on the pricey side, but if you're a Space Wolf fan or have the first part of the set, now's the time to get them. Broken Crusade, the latest Black Templar book, is getting its paperback version. And to round out the entire Sunday preview is the reprinting of the Grey Knights Omnibus by Ben Counter. I have the original print of this, but I'm so glad they are making a reprint because it's incredibly hard to find these in the physical form. This omnibus will have the classic Grey Knights trilogy in it: Grey Knight, Dark Adeptus, and Hammer of Demons. And this is a good sign. It means that they are continuing the trend of reprinting books that have been out of print for a long time. But that's gonna about do it for today, my friends. Thank you guys always for watching. Let me know if you have any questions on anything you saw in the comments. Make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one.